Shalom, give our praise and glory to Hashem, Yahshua, Hashem, Hakadash, the bonds of the apostles of GMS, Ruel, and Shalom to the faithful man, continue doing the work of the Lord. And Lord willing, I want to touch on something real quick because me and the brothers yesterday was going over Acts 15 and it was at Acts 21. But specifically in this one, it's beautiful, you know what I mean? Because I love the book of Acts, man. The book of Acts pretty much is like we're doing today, pretty much. It's the same thing. It was the the disciples, the apostles going around teaching the gospel, all right, making disciples in like every city, you know what I'm saying? Spreading the word, you know what I mean? And in the ancient world they had to, physically go get on boats and send letters, and now it's easier. Now the apostles don't have to go to fucking Africa, go to a different country themselves. They can just use the internet, and there's still brothers in Africa, still brothers in South America, okay, Canada, all these different countries, there's brothers everywhere, without us even have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's still the same, it's pretty much still the same spirit that tells you that, if you believe, if you understand the reincarnation, there's really no new thing under the sun. Like what we're doing right now with the order, with the camps, and it's literally the same thing they're doing in the book of Acts. And you can notice too in the book of Acts, they was getting persecuted. So, a lot of times brothers, a few sisters had to like meet up in each other's homes instead of actually going to an actual church. Like brothers was getting murdered for teaching. They tried to murder Paul multiple times because they thought that Paul was saying not to keep the law. You know what I'm saying? That explains that in this chapter, and well, more so Acts 21. But yeah, you see that right now. We don't got churches, and we would just go to each other's houses and teach on the street, you know. And two, real quick before I go into this, this is something I told the brothers too. Like I wholeheartedly believe it's gonna come to this too, like physical, because we already know the church is gonna get persecuted. We already know Esau Edom's gonna come down with his troops and persecute the church, but it's not gonna be just Esau Edom, because every single time throughout history, you always had niggas fucking with us. Like the scripture says, what was that? Stephen, when he got stoned, he said, "What? Which of the prophets have you not persecuted?" So of course, yeah, best believe these other camps, they're gonna come for us. These other camps, these Christians, these Muslims, they're gonna be niggas with fringes, and they're gonna come after us. They're gonna be like, they're gonna do the same thing like they did Paul. You telling people not to keep the law, which we don't say that, but they're gonna come after us, man. I wholeheartedly believe that, and that's the same thing that happened in this time. These were Jews, Israelites trying to, murder these different men. But anyways, the point of this video I want to go into, because they gather up because they was having like a council, and just to give because that's not my main point. I'm just to give a whole, the council at Jerusalem. So people thought, should we get circumcised or not? Some people said you got to be circumcised or to be saved. So they had a council. They all went to the apostles, but that showed order. You know what I'm saying? Even today, like if we have a question about the doctrine, we're not gonna, if everybody don't know, we're gonna go to the apostles and ask them. We're not just gonna make up our own shit. Be like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna go with this. Like, nah, it's order. So it shows that. But the main point I want to get into is where is it at? So they got the breakdown and all that, but let me see. All right, go right here. So it says Acts 15 and 30 35. Hold on. I think let me start at 32. And Judas and Lysis, being prophets also themselves, exhorted the brethren with many words and confirmed them this is the main point I wanted to go into is the word confirm because it's the spirit too. Because I've been thinking about that word for a couple days, and then the brothers had a precept of the day, and I used the precept, and it said confirm, and that was the spirit because that word been in my mind, and it got brought back up. But it should be the same word for the other word I was gonna get. Yep, to establish, besides strengthen more, to render more firm, confirm, to strengthen, to support, all right, reestablish, all right. So this is really a job of the brothers. We should be confirming one another. We should be like the book of Hebrews says. I might get that later. Every day we should exhort one another. All right, but let me go to 36. And some days after Paul said unto Barnabas, let us go again and visit our brethren in every city which we have preached the word of the Lord, and so how they do, and see how they do. Salakia. And it's beautiful because when we was reading this last night, it just made me think of today because we do that. You know what I mean? Like we had Apostle uh, Elder Big Gad come and visit different camps. You know what I'm saying? He moves around a lot, visit different camps, and when he was talking to us before he came, every time he said he gonna come down, he always say I'm gonna come down and check y'all. I don't know if that's New York talk or whatever, but you know what I mean. The apostle, the elder, he just coming down here just for fun. Like this is really business. And that's something that he told us too. Like this is a brother. We ain't really friends. Like I mean, technically we're friends, but we're not. But we're brothers first. You know what I'm saying? Just like, and I'm seeing that more now too. You can't get too familiar with brothers. You know what I mean? Especially younger brothers, because then it's just the flesh, man. Like it's not our. Our spirits are willing, but our flesh is weak. So our flesh gonna get in there, and then pride gonna spring up, and so we gotta keep that to a minimal. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, but he said he gonna come and check us. You know what I mean? He gonna. Oh yeah, too. So I get back to what he said about the brothers and our friends situation. Like situation with like I got siblings. You know what I mean? I got many sisters, but like I got one younger sister, and I joke with her a lot. I like to joke with her. I'm a joker. I like to joke. Period. You know what I'm saying? But there's times where when I know they get serious, when things get serious, or she asks a question concerning like morals, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, I get kind of serious. Like, I don't like to lie to her. You know what I'm saying? Some people like to lie to mask for the child, to make it easier or whatever, to paint the better picture for the child. Like me, I like to say it straight, like, nah, like this is what it is. And I tell her to do some things, certain things, you know what I mean? But just bringing that point, like, as actually siblings, like that's my sister. That's not my friend. We might be real cool. We can get along really well. I make her laugh. Sometimes she make me laugh. You know what I'm saying? But there's times where she can't get too familiar. I'm older. I'm like 13 years older than her. You know what I'm saying? So there's an order to it. So we gotta remember that too. With brothers, like we can't be just because we're brothers doesn't mean we should get too familiar. Get too crazy and shit. We still order. You know what I'm saying? You don't talk to your big brother like that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? We gonna laugh and joke, but there's a time and place for all that. There's a time to laugh and there's a time. The scripture in Ecclesiastes. All right, but it says and they got into a little argument, but I'm gonna go to 41. They got a little argument. They pretty much split Paul and Barnabas. All right, but the main point we go to 41. He went through Syria and Cilicia, confirming the churches. So let's look at that word confirm. It's the same word that we just uh, looked up in the last one, but Yeah, strengthen, to render more firm, to confirm. To I think this one is different, or I think I just read the strong definitions maybe, but yeah, to establish. Besides strengthen more so, Paul was going around confirming the churches, checking the churches, making sure they, giving them the order, you know what I'm saying? Giving them the breakdown how to what to do, setting up, you know, setting up command. There's another word for it. Setting up. I forgot the word for it, but pretty much setting up. Okay, this brother he should be the head. This brother should be this, and setting up everybody in their position and giving them the breakdown. Then before they leave, giving words of encouragement. You know what I'm saying? This is what you see that today. You see brothers and elders, the apostles going to, Elder Ramlad, Elder Gabar. I ain't seen them Gabar travel for a long time, but he did before. Visiting different camp, visiting Chicago camp, visiting Dallas camp. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? So yeah, camps need that. Churches, camps need that. You know what I mean? For brothers to come, elders to come and to give them the breakdown to everything. Cause yeah, man, like this is hey, we really got, man. Brothers should, matter of fact, perfect scripture. This is what the truth is really consists of. You know what I mean? You gotta sharpen one another. All right. It says Proverbs 27:17. It says iron sharpen iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. All right, so that's the same thing we do. You know what I mean? Brothers want brothers to be at their best. And sometimes brothers might get on brothers, you know what I mean? Like to really test them, you know what I mean? And might test you on the spot in front of everybody out of nowhere. You could be having fun, chilling, laughing, and then one of the elders asks you a question, break this down, or say the Hebrew prayer, you know what I mean? Which is needful because the scripture says to be apt to teach. You look that word up, pretty much means to be ready. Cause that's how it be. You gonna be at camp, and people gonna ask you random ass questions. It's not scripted. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might come up and ask you a very simple question that to break down with ease, but then somebody might come up and ask you a question that either you probably, it might be a topic about like the fallen angels. You know what I mean? You probably know it, but you didn't go through it in a very long time. So that's why you gotta stay on point. You know what I'm saying? Or he might ask you a question, you know what I mean? Whatever, you might not know. But like to assist, study to show yourself approved, the workman needed not to be put to shame. You know what I'm saying? Uh 2 Timothy 2:24. It says, and the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach, patient. And that's something that I learned in this truth. Because I remember in our early years in this camp, we used to argue with people, which is cool. And sometimes you do got to argue with a nigga. You got to debate, you know what I mean? Of course, obviously, defend the gospel. But sometimes it's like, by the spirit, like, okay, this person is unteachable. He ain't listening. Have a nice day. But younger self, you be out there yelling with this nigga for a whole hour straight. Top of your lungs, yelling. Everybody talking. 3 brothers talking at one time. I remember I've been there, done that, bro. And now I can see, like, no, that shit off. The scriptures in Corinthians says, when one man is speaking, everybody else hold their peace. Because think about it, you at camp, that shit is confusing. Like, especially the person watching a video, they can't hear like you hear when you actually there. Like they in the video, so really they kind of like the camera's not that close too. So they might be hearing you talking and this person talking and this brother talking, and it's confusion. It's like, what the fuck? What is you saying? So keep the order, and really, brothers shouldn't be talking over brothers. Like, brothers got a point, let him speak. Everybody else hold their peace. You know what I'm saying? But for the other side, for a scoffer that come up and scoffing, now I can tell, like, okay, this nigga, he don't want to listen. He just want to talk. He just want to, he asks you a question, and then while you try to answer, he just try to talk even more. It's like, all right, bro, go up the street. Or if a nigga trying to teach and he just really just want to fight, he just really want to be contentious. It's like, all right, nigga, you just want to yell, you just want to get an excuse so we can throw hands. Like, nigga, go up the street. Like, I know this now. Let's, through a little experience that I do have, you can see it now. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be striving. You know what I mean? We gotta really, pick our battles, really. But be gentle unto all men, yeah. And like I said, sometimes there's times where we still, I mean, we all calm down a little bit, but there's times to this day that we might have to get, a little rowdy with a nigga. But that should be like a glimpse. That shouldn't be the whole fucking video. It should be like, all right, nigga, you getting cussed out, go up the street. You know what I'm saying? But other people too. There might be somebody that come up and he might be saying some wrong shit, Maybe your younger self would have cussed him out, but sometimes you like, all right, bro, listen. And be calm with the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I have to teach patient. I already know what patient means, but let's look at this word. It says apt and skillful in teaching. All right. So that's what it means. Like I said, it means ready. But it means skillful. All right. So we got to be skillful. And so that's why brothers, brothers are going to, Salakia. This movie right here, Doom Part 2. If you ain't watched this yet, you going clean the fuck off. This movie right here, the best movie, I would say, ever. Next to Star Wars Episode 3. That's my favorite. Still my favorite. But this right here, this movie fucking telling you, spiritual as hell, man. You gotta watch that movie. All right, inclined, suited, fitted, adapted, possessing the necessary qualities for the purpose. And that's how we gotta be for the truth. We gotta have the necessary qualities to preach this word, because this word it really is it takes skills to really teach this word the way you're supposed to, precept upon precept, line upon line. It really does take skill, and you got to really know it. You know what I'm saying? Because to go from the book of Judges to the book of Psalms to the book of Matthew, if you don't really know the scriptures, how you gonna be able to do that? You know what I'm saying? It really is a skill. You know what I mean? So that's why brothers we gotta confirm one another. We gotta constantly put each other's at test and ask brothers questions, and you know what I mean? Because hey, you don't use it, you lose it. You know what I'm saying? Just like if you helping somebody training for a fight, you don't want to be an asshole, but you gotta be. You see the nigga kick you. You can visibly see this nigga is tired. You holding pads for him. He's obviously tired. You could get soft and be like, whatever. I'm gonna let him. Nah, you nigga got a fight coming up. I said 50 kicks, nigga. So 50 kicks, like nah, you know. Or you hitting the pads all week and shit. Like you gotta say so. You gotta be an asshole sometimes. Like the elder Apostle Tar said that. I remember that video a long time ago. He said, learn how to be an asshole. And it's like, this is the spirit too, because I just said this last night too. This is the job of the prophets. Like, sometimes it's hard because you really gotta rebuke everybody, even yourself, even your own camp. Like the apostles cusses out all the time. You cussing every man, woman, and child. You cussing everybody the fuck out, bro. Even yourself. This is a hard job. This is the man of a job. This is a true man. This is a true job for a man. You know what I'm saying? Because like Charleston White said that, nobody likes the man because the man, he's the one that tells everybody, sit down, be quiet. Get the belt, you know what I mean? He's the man. You know? And that's how we gotta be a man in his truth. And we gotta correct our people. And that includes your own brothers. It could be a brother that you're close to, but you gotta get on them too. You know what I'm saying? This is the job we sign up for. This is a hard job, but we can't we can't we cannot let our emotions control us. Cause your emotions can get in the way. Like, nah, that's my brother. I fuck with him. I don't want to rebuke him. He might think I'm trying to be hating at, whatever. But you got to do it. You know, shit. And sometimes it's uncomfortable as fuck too. I remember. I'm not gonna go into details, but I had to like say something to somebody that I respect. You know what I'm saying? He's not, in this camp no more, but whatever. I'm not gonna go into details, but it was weird. Like I was like, cause I'm like way younger, but I had to give the order because it was given from the elders, the top elders from Chicago. So I pretty much was delaying a message, pretty much. It was weird. I was like it feels weird telling him what to do because it's like, you know what I mean. But uh, a brother used to be not yeah. It's he's not in GMS no more. He's still teaching though, so what I mean. But yeah, but yeah, it's uncomfortable sometimes. The truth is uncomfortable sometimes, but like the scripture says, who we gonna obey, men or the Most High, you know. So yeah, man. So that's pretty much the point. Yeah, hopefully it's edifying. Um, and hopefully it's encouraging too for brothers to go to visit each other more in different cities. You know what I mean? Because that helps. It's beautiful to have a brother visitor to come. Because we're gonna have fun. We're gonna talk shit, drink some beer, whatever. We're gonna have fun and pray go, whatever. But one thing for sure, Yahweh Shemashah is gonna be brought up multiple times in that one night. Be hanging out, say if we just laying our hair down, the Lord gonna be brought up. And I notice it. Like me, I like to observe shit. I like to I'm kind of quiet. I like to listen. I like to like really listen to people. I like to listen to what they say. And even sometimes it don't look like I'm paying attention. Like I'll be watching TV and there's brothers in the kitchen. I'm listening. I can do both. I can listen to both really. I can watch TV and actually be into it. You still sometimes hear the brothers, you know what I mean, and hear what they say. And I notice like just the way the spirit do it. Like it'd be like brothers be out just chilling. And we talking about whatever. We talking about something secular. Nothing off, but just something secular. Like you might be talking about a woman or whatever. We might be talking about a football game or fight or some shit, whatever. And then goddamn 30 minutes later, the truth be brought up. And then brothers he bring out this scripture, this brother bring out this scripture, quote that scripture, and then we talk about that for a minute, and it goes back to secular, and it's just weird. Like I just noticed, I'd be looking, I'd be watching, I'd be just watching how it's like water, it's like ebb and flow. It just comes, it's like the water at the little shore. It comes up, it goes back. It's just that's how the spirit is. It's like you know what I mean. But most definitely, it's gonna be there. So brothers, just gotta really be around each other more. That's how we get better. That's how we gonna, because like I said, scriptures is gonna be brought up one way or the other. So brothers should be around each other more, confirming one another. Even if it's just hanging out, it don't gotta be okay. Let me just go do a video. As soon as the video done, I'm out. Like damn, like just relax, like chill with the brothers sometimes. Like even if it's just on some chill shit, just watching TV. I guarantee you, the scripture's gonna be brought up. You know what I'm saying? And to me personally, that'd be the best times where the camera's off and brothers just chilling by themselves and they just hanging. That'd be the best times for me because it's at that point it's like you gotta be there to see it type shit. You gotta be there to what I mean. I remember times where Apostle the elder Big Gab was there off camera, be chilling and shit, and then he would stop and he would teach us, and then it'd be like beautiful, but it wouldn't be on camera. You know what I mean? So man, I don't know, bro. It's like I'm just rambling now. It's like it, but the point is, be around each other, visit different camps. And we got to confirm one another. We got to exhort one another daily. Fuck. Man, listen, bro. We going to stay just a little bit longer. A little willing, but fuck your family. Fuck your personal life. Fuck all that shit, bro. I mean, don't be over righteous. You got a personal life. You know what I mean? You got some brothers might have women, some brothers might have children, some brothers got jobs, obviously. So don't be over righteous. But at the same time, like, make sure you don't put your so-called life above this truth and above brothers. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's Hebrews 3 and 13. It says, but exhort one another daily, not just 1 week at a time, 1 month at a time, 1 day out of the month at a time. No, it says daily, every single day. Now you might not be able to see brothers every single day or call brothers, but that's why we got videos. Every single day I listen to brothers' videos. You know what I'm saying? And talk to brothers. You know what I mean? This is good in the sight of the Lord. Lest any of you be hardened through the deceitfulness of sin. All right, because this flesh is weak, man. It don't take much for this flesh to get distracted. It doesn't at all. All right. But if we stay together, we're going to be strong together. All right. That's pretty much the point. Hopefully that's edifying. Give a praise and glory to Abba Shemel Shai. Shem Chagadash, Shabbat, 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 Continue doing the work of the Lord. Shalom.